Today is AI Day for the Wagyu cows. We have Jenny here from Rothbury, some Black Sheep Vets in Rothbury. She's going to show us a little bit about the tank for transporting the semen and how we need to defrost it first.
Yes, hello. So this is AI, but this is artificial insemination rather than artificial intelligence. So taking a step back. So in here we have got liquid nitrogen, and you can see that coming off with the vapor, and so that is frozen semen straws. And so they're in. If you do you want to come and do a close up? So have a look at that. So that's the semen straws in there, and so they're sort of basically on ice, so they're frozen. So it's brilliant in terms of disseminating genetics. Like, we can take genetics from anywhere in the world. I mean, is this English?
No, it's American.
There you go. So American
yeah.
semen that's been imported, and we import them fantastic genetics.
How cold would that be, Jenny?
Oh, I don't know. Frozen.
About minus 200?
Presumably, yeah. Liquid nitrogen. So we have to be really careful in terms of transporting it. We can't have it in the cab with us because it gives off CO2, carbon dioxide all the time. So it has to be in the under the canopy and not in the cab with us. So and we keep anywhere in the world. And bring it frozen. We've also used some really old semen from the 60s as well. So once it's frozen on ice. It can last indefinitely. And the thing is with the semen straw is we've got to do everything we can to get the defrosting right. So we have sort of this little routine. We've got to defrost it somewhere between 35 and 37. So we've got a digital flask, and that is at 36.6. So that's just about at the right temperature. We try and have it just under 37, and it gets 20 seconds in there. It's then put in a warmed AI straw. So this is sort of, I've warmed this up to start with, and then put it down my back to keep it warm. We then snip off the end, put a plastic sheath on it, and then put it back down wrap my hand around it as well to keep it warm, and then put it down my back to keep it warm, and then take it to the cow. And then it's a case of, we've synchronized these with hormones, got them lined up ready. So these will have been bulling sort of last night, and we're now we do a particular 3 handling protocol. They call it the 7 and 7 sync, I think. But basically we're lining them up, and then we're AI. So we've got a little bit of, in comparison to the bull, we've got a little bit of semen, and we've got to put it through the cervix rather than a bull would just deposit into the vagina. So we've just got a little bit of semen, so we need to put it through the cervix, and hopefully it's going to meet an egg and make some baby Wagyu. But that's
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, and that's about it.
How long does it actually take to defrost once you take it out and put it into the warmer?
So we do. So 20 seconds in there is enough to warm it and reactivate it, and we're going for that body temperature, or just under the sort of body temperature, and then it continues to defrost whilst it's sort of in my hand, in the gun, under the sheath, and then. But the key thing is keeping that period from taking it out of the ice, taking it out of the flask, and actually getting it into the cow. Once it's in the cow, it takes about 8 to 10 hours to actually sort of kind of activate itself, ready for actually fertilising an egg. So once we've got that straw in that cow, it doesn't matter if it takes me 1 minute or 20 minutes to actually serve her and get it through the cervix. Because it's safe once it's in that cow at body temperature. So we do everything we can to get it defrosted and into the cow as quickly as possible, because them sperm are just potentially going to be sort of just dying and under pressure if we haven't got the temperature right. So it's a bit of muscle memory. And got into a rhythm. You can see, everyone does it slightly differently, but I think me and Jack, especially when we're working together and we're doubling up, doing big days of AI, we have it set up the same. The only weird thing is he puts all his metal stuff at one side, and I immediately, whenever I come to set up, put it all at the other side. But we sort of set up a little lab on farm. I've got the flask running off the battery on the truck, and just sort of set up this little on-farm lab, so we can go anywhere with any semen from anywhere in the world. basically. But yeah, right, I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to talk, so I'm going to concentrate.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Right, let's go. So the what's it's at? 37, 36.9, so that's perfect temperature while we've been chatting. And I've got a little list of who's where, so I know that he's sat in. Right, we're ready. She was absolutely lovely to do. If they were all like that, we'll be laughing. But she's nicely on bulling, lovely open cervix. Gently, we're very gently extending the straw through the cervix, and then we want to be just at the end of the cervix, because you want to. So if you think her cervix is here, and then there's two horns of the uterus, and we don't know which egg the horn's coming down. So we want to put it just through the cervix, just at what we call the bifurcation. So you want to just deposit the semen just there, so it's sat there ready for whichever horn an egg comes up, and hopefully ready to fertilise. If you get it wrong and you go all the way down one horn with the semen, the egg that's coming all the way up this one might not make it.
And if she's not been in heat, that's a very difficult job to do.
Yeah, it's hard to get through the cervix. Yeah, really hard. Yeah, she's lovely, lovely big open cervix, and so well on. So she's been really easy to do. I think the Wagyu for AI Wagyu have a bad reputation for being quite difficult. Just really small cervix. That's really narrow and sometimes sort of difficult to just get a straw through, but both of these have been lovely today. But like I say, once I get that straw into the cow, and so it's at cow body temperature, it's safe, it's doing its thing, it's continuing to defrost, and then it's starting to mature, ready for fertilization. So if it takes me yonks and yonks to get it done, it's absolutely the semen's safe, the sperm is safe once it's in the cow.
And June's going to give it an injection here of overrelling. What exactly does that do?
So the overrelling is to, if we haven't had the follicles released, it makes sure that the follicles are released, because the sperm's only alive for about 8 to 10 hours in the tract. Make sure, just with us doing a single AI, rather than 2 AIs, a single AI, it makes sure that follicle is definitely released and ready, and hopefully it's released and there and ready, and it's going to hit that sperm in sort of 8 to 10 hours, ready for fertilization. It's empty now. This is kind of once it's used, but it's got all the details on it. It's never very big writing. I think when it's frozen and you're trying to clear it off to double check who you're using, but it's got the bull's name, which is Lachine, and then it's P something, and then it's AI, and then there's various other sort of numbers and locations and such on it, but it's literally 1/4 of a mil, so it's 0.25 of a mil of semen. That's all it is, and that's all it's taking. And there's a little cotton wool bung in the end, that you slide through when you press your plunger down. But it's absolutely incredible that, you know, kind of such a tiny amount of semen that then can sort of, you know, cross borders and go all the way around the world to move genetics about. It's probably certainly for the dairy industry, AI is probably the single biggest reason for genetic improvements in the last sort of, you know, kind of 100 years or whatever. And I think the beef industry is slowly catching up, and we're using more and more genetics, and there's lots of reasons we'll use AI. I mean, for you guys, it's not having to have a Wagyu bull. It's been able to use genetics from anywhere around the world. You know, take your pick, whatever you want. And then with all sorts of different reasons. But it's a brilliant technology and a brilliant tool that we can be using on farms.
How many of your clients would you say are now using AI?
So the last time we did an add up, 50% of our clients are using some form of AI, and all our clients are beef. And there'll be all sorts of reasons, and it'll be everything from someone with a small number of cows and a bull, and then they're keeping heifers, and so they don't want the heifers, they want to be able to keep that bull an extra year, but he can't go back on his daughters, so they'll AI the heifers so they can get another year out of that bull. We've got some small pedigree herds that don't want to carry a bull at all, so they're just AIing, right through to the sort of production gain of AIing all the heifers so that they all calve nice and tight in a block right at the start of calving. It gives them a chance to get themselves straightened out and cleaned out and back in calf. It gives them that time. Yeah, lots of reasons. Bringing some new genetics in, some pedigree guys that are using it. Someone that wants to trial a new bull. You know, we've got a farm that was all Angus and was wondering about the Hereford. So we said, right, well, let's AI 20 heifers and see what you think. And he's thoroughly pleased with them, and that was a brilliant experiment. It's worked. He's really happy with them, and they're sort of keeping, he's kind of going down the Black Baldy route now, having bought a Hereford bull. So yeah, lots of
and as you say, it really gives you access to any bull around the world at a very reasonable cost, as you would never be able to afford some of these bulls that we're using for AI.
For my own Herefords, I'm using a combination of English, Canadian, American, Australian and New Zealand Hereford genetics now, and just I can literally just go and have a look at the semen catalogue and take your pick and just get it shipped in and delivered, and it can sit forever as well, like in the tank. So I'm using a bull that was born in 2007 that's just sort of sat in the tank for a long time, that I've now used and got calves by him. So so there's 50% of our farms are using it in some form or another. Most people have been using it for a particular reason, and definitely doing heifers is a great option, and picking, we tend to help sort of pick a bull. So we'd pick a bull based on its EBV, so you want a really maternal bull with really easy calving figures, with a short gestation length and a low body weight, low birth weight, to go onto heifers. So you've got nice easy calving heifers and you aren't going to wreck them. Lots of different reasons. We've got someone that's just used some limmy. They just want to increase the value of their sort of saleable bullocks, and so they've put an easy calving but shapely limmy onto them, so they're going to go through the local mart and sell well because they look shapy. Lots of reasons, but no, we're definitely converts. I think it's a technology that's not being used enough in the beef sector, I would say, and a brilliant way of moving genetics around the world and making decisions as well. Rather than potentially paying 10 grand for bull, you could do a small amount of semen, a small amount of AI, and test if that breed and that breeding's right for your herd and your sort of business decisions. So and like you say, for you, we can pick a Wagyu from anywhere around the world and bring the semen in and use it and hopefully get some calves on the ground next year. Yeah,
and once we've done this, they're all AI'd. What sort of time period would we look at for scanning to see if it's been successful?
So 30 days. So we can do down to 26, but sometimes you can you sometimes just you see a little bit of fluid and you're not, but by 30 days you've got a nice little embryo to look at. So scan at 30 days, and then depending on the system, some people will resync them and line them up again and AI them again. If there's a bull to sweep up with, that's sometimes the easiest option. But yeah, scan at 30 days, hopefully confirm pregnant, and then if not, we've got a decision to sort of either resync them and line them up again, or you know, you can be running the bull across a mat. That's the other option.
Expert helper there, June.